The most difficult thing about being an herbalist is not dealing with crystallized honey. It is remembering to take your own danged remedies that you made for yourself. It's easy to remember others, but it seems like we tend to forget ourselves. So this is a healing cream that I made, and it is wonderful. So this is me harvesting some plantago, literally right at my very doorstep. It's a volunteer, it grew here, and so I'm taking advantage of it. A lot of herbalists say don't wash your plants that you harvested, but there's so much filth on the plantago that it just requires it, and it dries out really quite easily, so I go ahead and wash mine. So the easiest way to store dried herbs is just in paper bags, and I just hang them with clothespins up on my little string lights, and they just hang out there until I need to use them. I've already made plantain tincture and plantain oils, so I tried fermenting plantain leaves, and that did not work out well. It actually molded. It was the only thing that I ever made so far that molded. It was pretty gross. I was hoping it would turn out like grape leaves, but that didn't work. So the second herb that I have growing right outside my front door as another volunteer is pennyroyal mint, and it is abundant. I have been harvesting every single Wednesday. It's my ritual. So my favorite ways to use pennyroyal is to put it into 91% rubbing alcohol and infuse the alcohol and use it as a spray. It keeps the spiders running off and away from me, because the reason why I'm loving plantago so much is because I had a spider bite on my fingertip about 5 weeks ago, and it completely disabled my index finger on my left hand, and the only thing that saved me and drew the poison out was plantago leaves, and I kept the leaf wrapped around my finger, and it bandaged up until it finally came to a resolution. It was so horrifying and unbelievable to recover from that I didn't even take pictures of it, and looking back at it, I think I should have. I grabbed some antibiotics from the vet supply store and took those. Okay, so now we're on to prunella. Prunella is self-heal, heal all, which is exactly what I did with my finger. I healed myself. As much as people encouraged me and begged me to go to the doctor, I refused because, well, that's just something I don't do. Why? Well, because I am the doctor. We are our own doctors. If you've ever made a tea before, if you use herbs in your cooking, you're already an herbalist, homie. It's okay. We don't have to let this intimidate us. We've been talked into being afraid of picking plants from out and about. And the only reason why, truly, at this point, that we would have to worry about any of that is because if something were, sprayed with chemicals, bug sprays, whatnot. A couple of things to keep in mind, too. First off, do not make remedies if you're in a bad mood. Just don't do it, because that bad energy will go into whatever you're fixing. Second, you have to be okay with tannic acid. You have to be okay with your teeth becoming stained from the teas that you make. Another thing, too, that I want to mention is to use your plants in their wholest form. I see a lot of herbalists that pulverize, chop, squeeze, grind their herbs, and I don't understand that. I think that they think that they're doing something, but it doesn't bring anything to the table. It just makes everything a bit messier, really. That's really all it does. The plant, when you put it into whatever menstruum, be it water, oil, alcohol, the plant and the material knows what to do. They know how to marry up without you being too involved. Just let nature do its thing.